Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Hope Logan stood by the window at Bill Spencer's mansion, sipping a cup of herbal tea while trying to make sense of the past few days. Liam Spencer sat just a few feet away, flipping through a stack of papers from work, but his eyes frequently drifted to her, watching her closely. They had both been through the ringer: betrayals, grief, confusion. But there was something quietly healing about this shared space, this temporary escape from the Forrester and Logan family drama. Just as Hope took another sip and began to feel the calming effects of the tea, her phone buzzed violently against the marble countertop. She instinctively reached for it, expecting a work notification or maybe even a message from Thomas checking in on Douglas. But what she saw froze her blood cold. Urgent Brooke Logan Cedar Sinai Air flashed on the screen. Her breath caught. Liam, she gasped, the cup slipping from her hand and shattering on the floor as her whole body trembled. Liam rushed to her, grabbing the phone from her shaky grasp. His expression turned grim as he read the alert. Hope. What happened? But Hope was already scrambling for her purse and keys, barely able to speak. My mom. Something's happened to my mom, she cried, and within minutes they were in Liam's car racing toward the hospital. Meanwhile, across town at the hospital itself, chaos was unfolding behind sterile white walls and overly bright fluorescent lights. Brooke Logan had collapsed in her dressing room at Forrester Creations that afternoon, midway through reviewing new designs. With Ridge and RJ, she had dismissed the pain in her chest as stress at first, but before she even realized what was happening, her legs gave way and she fell to the ground hard. By the time Ridge called 911 and paramedics arrived, her pulse was erratic, her breathing shallow. She had been admitted to Cedar 206 Sinai under the presumption that she had suffered a minor heart attack. But as tests were carried out, a more nuanced picture was beginning to emerge, and standing just outside the door to Brooke's private room was a tense gathering of characters. Rich pacing like a wild lion, RJ sitting with his head in his hands, and Taylor Hayes, having arrived out of pure concern, trying to maintain calm while also feeling shaken. The conflict that would alter everything followed. Leaf Finnegan, still in her white doctor's coat after completing a grueling 18-hour shift, arrived with a stack of preliminary test results in her hand. I need to speak to. In her voice, we found something concerning in Brooks's labs. But before she could even get the words out, another figure stormed into the hallway, like a bomb detonating in the middle of an already fragile scene. Sheila Carter, her eyes wide, face twisted with a mixture of panic and entitlement. She marched up to the group, clutching her phone. I saw the alert on the hospital system. I still have access. Don't ask me how, she snapped, brushing past security. Brooke is in danger and I want to see her. Absolutely not. Ridge roared, blocking her path. You've done enough damage to this family. But Sheila wasn't looking at Ridge. Her eyes were locked on Lee. The two women's relationship heated up. You have no business being here, Lee spat. You're not even allowed in this hospital without supervision. You think I give a damn about your rules? Sheila growled. This is Brooke. If she is hurt, I must understand why. Because whatever's happening to her might be connected to something bigger. Everyone froze. What are you talking about? Taylor demanded. You don't make any sense. But Lee narrowed her eyes, stepping forward. Sheila, what do you know that we don't? Sheila glanced around, then lowered her voice to a whisper. I think someone's been poisoning Brooke slowly over time. And it might not be who you think.
Gasps.
Echoed in the hallway. Ridge's fists clenched. RJ stood up, his face pale, and Taylor looked like the ground had just been pulled out from under her. Back in the car, Hope was nearly hyperventilating as Liam tried to keep her calm. Hope repeated over and over.
I
should have been with her today.
She's
been stressed. I knew she wasn't sleeping well. I should have noticed something. Hey, Liam said gently, placing a hand on her thigh as he drove. This is not your problem. We'll get answers. And she's strong, Hope. Your mother is more resilient than anyone I
know.
But Hope couldn't help but flash back to all the moments she'd fought with Brooke recently. About Thomas, about Deacon, about her career. Regret piled like bricks on her chest. Hope to Ridge and collapsed in his arms as soon as they entered the hospital and saw him waiting outside the bar doors. Is she awake?
She sobbed.
Ridge held her tightly.
She's
stable for now, but they're running more tests. Lee says it may not have been a heart attack. Something is off. Hope walked cautiously into Brooke's room with Liam right behind her. The sight of her mother, pale, unconscious, tubes in her arms and a monitor beeping steadily, shattered her. She mumbled, "Mom," as tears welled up in her eyes. She gently reached out and held Brooke's hand. Please, please don't leave me. I still need you. We all do." Liam stayed quiet, giving her the space she needed.
But the
emotion in his eyes said it all. After several minutes, Lee entered the room, with Sheila hot on her heels despite Taylor's objections. "What is she doing in here?" Hope asked, rising protectively in front of Brooke.
"She's
here because she knows something," Lee replied, not breaking her stride.
"And
right now, we need every lead we can
get."
Lee pulled out a folder and opened it, showing the toxicology results. There are traces of a rare plant compound in Brooke's blood, something not typically found unless it was ingested regularly. It's been slowly damaging her heart and nervous system. If she hadn't collapsed today, she could have gone into full organ failure within the next. So, someone has been drugging her, Liam
asked.
Yes, Lee confirmed. And it's not alcohol or painkillers. It's something far more sophisticated. Sheila stepped forward, her voice steady. I saw someone slipping her something weeks ago at Forrester, but I didn't say anything because I didn't want to be accused again. Who? Hope demanded. Who did you
see?
Sheila hesitated. It was a woman, mid-50s, dark hair, wearing a Forrester badge. Taylor mumbled. That could be anyone. But Lee was already checking security logs. Suddenly, a nurse burst
in.
Dr. Finnegan Brooks, waking up. Everyone turned as Brooke stirred in bed, her eyes fluttering open. Hope rushed to her side, grabbing her hand. Mom, I'm here. You're going to be okay.
Brooks'
eyes filled with tears. Hope I felt like I was drowning. Everything hurt. You're safe now, Hope whispered. But we need to know. Do you remember? Need to know. Do you remember anything strange? Anything that might have caused this? Brooke blinked slowly. I remember.
Tea.
I kept getting tea from Peaple. Said it was a stress reliever. Liam asked gently. Brooke's brow furrowed. I thought it was my assistant, but maybe it wasn't. I didn't think to ask because I was so exhausted. Lee and Sheila exchanged a glance. Then we nodded. We'll get security footage. Whoever's behind this will pay. But then Sheila pulled Lee aside, her tone turning low and dangerous. You want to protect this hospital's reputation?
Then, don't shut me out.
I've seen this toxin before. I think it's the same one used in a case I worked years ago back when I was in hiding. We narrowed her eyes.
Are
You saying you've been involved in this? No, Sheila said. I'm implying that there is a much larger force at work behind the scenes. Someone we've all overlooked. And just then a name slipped from her lips that made Lee freeze in horror. Grace Buckingham.
No,
Lee said, stepping back.
that's
Impossible. She's a doctor.
she.
Wouldn't. Wouldn't what? Sheila snapped. Experiment on someone? Lie about a patient's diagnosis? Haven't you already seen what she did with Luna?
Don't you
Dare tell me she's above this. That's when the real collision began. Sheila was pushed back by Lee. Don't speak her name in front of me or what? Sheila barked. You'll fake another death and disappear someone like you did to Finn. 909. You don't know anything about what I've done to protect this family, Lee shouted. And yet, I'm still the monster. And you're somehow the hero, Sheila retorted. Taylor and Ridge burst in to separate them, but the damage was done. The alliance was shattered. The truth murkier than ever, and Brooke's life hung in the balance.
Meanwhile, Hope watched.
All of this with rising dread. Her mother had nearly died, poisoned, and the people supposed to be helping were at each other's throats. As she turned back to Brooke, brushing her mother's hair from her forehead, she made a silent vow. Whoever did this was going to be exposed, and nothing would stop her from finding the truth, even if that meant going head-to-head with powerful enemies, including Lee and Sheila
Themselves.
What had begun as a crisis would soon become a war, one where Hope Logan would be forced to fight like never before. In the wake of Lee and Sheila's explosive altercation, the hospital air seemed to become more 10:08 tense, which was already a high concentration of tension. Hope stood frozen, still gripping her mother's hand, while Brooke's heart monitor beeped steadily in the background. Her world had already flipped upside down when she got the call. Now the revelations were taking it to a darker, more twisted. After Brooke was poisoned, Sheila suggested that Grace Buckingham might be
To blame.
It didn't make any sense.
Or
Perhaps it made too much sense, which made it more terrifying. Hope turned toward Ridge, who looked like he just walked through fire. Ridge, she said, voice trembling. What are we going to
do?
Ridge looked at his daughter with steel in his eyes. We're going to figure out who was behind this. They won't ever hurt anyone in this family again when we
Do.
Just outside the room, Taylor had taken Lee aside. You need to stay calm. Fighting with Sheila like that doesn't help anyone. But Lee wasn't hearing her. Lee hissed. She's trying to make this
About me.
trying to attribute this to